Mobil 1. Mobil 1. Mobil 1. I am not sponsored by Mobil 1. Today on Mobil 1, I mean Bunkcast Mechanic, we're going to be changing oil here on the SS. What you want to do, get it elevated in the air one way or another. And you want to chalk off the wheel. Here I am, using a little shovel. I'm going to get some jack sands. I'm going to put it up underneath as well. Let's get started. Alright, so right here, a drain plug. This is the first step. You're going to undo this. But make sure that you open the cap for the oil fill. That way air will go through and it'll circulate out the oil better. It'll drain. And see these gloves right here? Yeah. These are your mom's kitchen gloves. She let me have them after we had tea. What were you thinking, pervert? Alright, go ahead and Alright, what we're doing here is, already got this loosened up a little bit. You're going to use a 15 millimeter socket to get off this bolt for the drain plug. And it was a little tight, trying to undo it by hand. The car's been sitting all day, but I took it around the just a little bit, just to warm it up, so that way you can try to get all the contaminants out of the oil while the oil is hot. I'm trying not to get burned. It also released the oil fill cap, so that way air will circulate through the system better. Oh dang, I got oil spilling a little bit here. That wasn't good. Make sure you got your drain bucket underneath. Catch all that. The oil is drained. I'm gonna get some paper towels and clean that off. And the next thing we're gonna do is take off that oil filter. You can get all kinds of different tools for it. You have fitting tools that'll fit on a socket wrench. Usually to get it off, it'll just cup around it. Or you can get one of these wrenches here. It goes around it and you just use it to pry it off. And I'm not even gonna attempt that while recording. It'll be another big mess. Alright, while taking this filter off, it will drain oil, so be sure to have your catch bucket underneath. Otherwise you're going to have a big damn mess. And the more you unscrew it, just unscrew it a little bit and just kind of let it drain before you fully pull that thing off, or you're just going to have oil splattering everywhere. So just do it little by little. And the reason why I use these gloves is because they're very thick, they don't rip that easy, and they can handle a lot of heat. So don't have to worry about getting burned with these little too easily. So I mean, since it's always best to run the engine, get all the contaminants to heat up. That way it'll come out with the oil, so you're not having too many contaminants in there when you go put in fresh oil into the engine. Alright, after you take an oil filter off that spindle right there, you can see a little bit of oil still coming out. Just wait for all that to drain. And you can see it's kind of a mess down here. So the best way to get this all cleaned up, take some paper towels, spray some brake cleaner on there, wipe it down, which is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to get that new filter installed. And with that, what you're going to want to do is take some oil. And we're going to pour it directly into the new filter. And then we're going to take some oil and we're going to create a seal around this rubber, so that way it doesn't dry up and it'll create a better seal on the when you put it back into the car, so that way the oil won't leak out. Alright, so here we go. Just going to pour some oil right into the filter, and the reason for this is that when you go to start your car up, it won't have a dry start, so that way you can get oil circulating back into the system a lot quicker and cause minimal chance for any kind of damage. Alright, to fill up, get yourself a funnel, stick it right in the oil fill hole, plug it off, and this takes 5.5 quarts, so be sure if you buy one of these, it's only 5 quarts, and then get yourself another 1 quart and use half of it, which I poured most of it into, well, not most of it, but a good portion of it directly into the oil filter. So just gonna just slowly pour it in here until it's all gone, and then keep an eye on your dipstick after filling it up. Just pull it out, wipe it down, stick it back in, see where the levels are at. And I also put the car back down on a flat surface. I just backed it off the ramps without starting the engine. Definitely don't want to do that when there's no oil in it. Alright, after it's all said and done, just let the car idle for a little bit, let that engine, let that oil run through it. Do not hit the throttle. Just let it idle for a while. And that'll be the end of that. Just clean up your mess. Don't pour oil into the waterway. Don't be a scumbag. I'm going to put all that into the old containers and take it to a recycling center. I hope this was educational, or, you know, at least got some knowledge out of it. And thank you for watching. Best way to clean your mama's kitchen gloves: brake cleaner.